Fire me up, Brady! Ah! Let's go! This guy's silky. Welcome back, Chicago Hockey Radio. My name is Lee Grossman. With me, as always, is my brother, Justin Lynch. You also know him as Mr. B Hawks Memes. We've got my brother, Raven Gasser, on the ones and twos today. We've got a full show, a full, is it Memorial Day? Is that the day that
is?
Memorial Day! Happy Memorial Day! They should make a song for Memorial Day, because I want to sing right now.
God bless America, our home, sweet home. I listened to a lot of American songs at the Indy 500 yesterday, so I'm feeling so patriotic.
How was it?
Oh, it was absolute cinema. The race was absolutely electric. And they had a Blackhawk helicopter actually helping pace the field before the race started. And Jim Cornelison sang Back Home Again in Indiana.
That.
Did you see Jim there? Yeah, he's been doing that since, I believe, 2017. So he's absolutely electric there. What a hell of a singer. And he's filled in quite nicely for the late Jim Neighbors used to sing it all the time. So now, one of my favorite traditions of the year is the 500. It's a hell of a race. And it was a crazy race yesterday. A lot of yellows, a lot of cautions, and pretty good finish there. Alex Palou won the race. He's won 5 of 6 this year.
Is he a beast?
Oh yeah, he's dominant. He's having a Max Verstappen type season.
Is he like the? Is he like the?
He's like the McDavid of IndyCar racing. Yeah, motorsports
Thank
right
you.
now. That's a good comp. Bedsy. I'm not really sure who Bedsy is. It's not really a Bedsy right now. But anyway, that's IndyCar radio talk for you.
Yeah, I need like the explain this to me in NHL terms for IndyCar.
Yeah.
No, I'm happy you had a good weekend.
Yes, sir.
Big show today. Lots of hockey to talk about, but first, follow us on Instagram, Chicago Hockey Radio.
Get in there.
Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. We're streaming like every game this week.
Yes, sir.
And if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, give us a 5-star rating and review on there. Okay. So a lot of playoffs to talk about.
Yes, sir.
Something pretty big happened yesterday. The U.S. men's national team won
yes.
the men's worlds. Let's go.
USA. 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 Finally.
But first,
Yeah.
we got to talk about the most important, the most pressing matter at hand. Tomorrow, there's a big event happening. And it is the Jeff Blashill press conference for the Chicago Blackhawks. I don't know if you guys saw, but there was actually the press conference actually got leaked this weekend.
Yeah.
And it was posted by this account called Chicago Hockey Radio.
No, that's right.
And so yeah, if you guys have not seen it, if you want to get it like an early sneak peek at the press conference, we posted half of it yesterday.
Yeah, this man is literally Kyle Davidson, man. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be 100% accurate. Normally those Davidson skits tend to be pretty accurate. So, yeah, how about that, by the way? First presser Tuesday. We announced them Thursday. It takes them 5 days to get their speech ready. Like, what's up with that? What's the delay
long?
here? Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. But I'm very curious, man. Very curious to see. I mean, the questions asked, I'm sure will be softball lobs, but I'm very curious to see what Davidson has to say. And then also just to hear from Jeff Blashill, hear his philosophy, hear more about his thoughts on this team and kind of, and maybe even some of his staff too that he's bringing in. I'd like to hear more about them. So, and just the plan going forward. Hopefully a lot of questions will be answered. And let it begin, the Jeff Blashill era.
I know we've done our bit of like jokes and like we've been hesitant about this whole thing, but I actually am really excited to hear from Blashill.
Oh, yeah.
Like I want to hear what he thinks about the team because it's like if he comes in and he's got like a very clear and concise plan, like it's not hard to get guys like us fired up. Like, if it sounds like this guy's got a really solid plan and is excited to work with these young guys and is just like itching for the opportunity, it's going to fire me up. Now, as far as like the Kyle Davidson thing, do you think there's going to be people in the media like asking him like, the hard hitting ones, or is it just going to be like,
Yeah, hopefully it'll be the questions that I asked in the skit the other day, right? I just love to know, like, was Blashill really like the guy after David Carl? Like, who were the other names they interviewed? I have a hard time believing that was just Carl and Blashill that they interviewed. Like, I happen to think there were more names, but we haven't really heard much of anything in this coaching search outside like those two names and the MSU guy, right? So yeah, very curious to hear more about that and that process, and that will definitely be hopefully a question somebody answers, but it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't.
Yeah. And I'm sure we're going to watch the entire thing and be breaking it down. I'm sure it's going to be riveting content. And we're going to be breaking it down on Wednesday.
I can't wait for the Wednesday show, man. That should be quite fun. I'm sure you'll all be dying to hear what we have to say about Jeff Blashill's first presser. I think that's a date that everybody has marked on their calendars.
Okay. And we talked about this pre-show that we're going to have a little bit of a discussion about this. But we got some conflicting reports over the weekend regarding the Blackhawks' status on their interest in Mitchell in one Mitchell Marner from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Scott Powers reported on Friday, right?
That's correct.
That he doesn't think that the Blackhawks are going to be in on him just from everything he's seen. And mind you, Scott Powers
is a Blackhawks insider.
Like
he's around this team all the time.
From The Athletic.
Probably has all that inside information. So probably a pretty decent source there. Although I did listen to him say it on the pod. And I don't know, maybe it's just me being biased to my take. But he didn't even sound 100% convinced while he's saying it. So who knows? But again, it's his inside report. So I'm sure it's he wouldn't be saying it if he didn't believe it. So, but
did you kind of get the vibe from him that like he almost didn't want them to be in on Mitch Marner?
Well, that could be it. That could be maybe why there was some pushback in his voice there. It just didn't sound 100% like convinced of that fact. It could be a smoke screen. That's kind of what I think that could be a smoke screen, man. And a lot of teams and then Mitch Marner, and I'm sure the Hawks maybe don't want the outside world to know that, right?
Yeah.
And negotiations and things like that. So
I just don't know if he would be contributing to a smoke screen for the Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. And then Pierre LeBrun the next day reported that the Hawks will be going after Mitch
That's
Marner.
the thing. Yeah, literally like the next day, the Hawks will be one. I think he mentioned 4 teams in there. That'll be really in Mitch Marner. I believe like the Mammoth and the Ducks or a couple other teams in there. So yeah, very interesting stuff there. Conflicting dialogue and. Yeah, I think Pierre LeBrun is more along my vein, and Scott Powers is probably more along yours in terms of this debate that I'm sure we'll continue to have for leading up to July 1st. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is which side of the debate is Kyle Davidson.
That is the question, right? That is the question. Well, that's the thing. It wasn't just Marner that Powers alluded to. Like, he made it sound like the Hawks weren't planning on bringing in any really big name free agent signings, which that I have a hard time believing. It's like, okay, if it's not Marner, it's like you surely are bringing in somebody. But he made it sound like they weren't really going to be doing anything, which this is kind of, I have a really hard time believing that. I'm not going to lie.
Also, so like I know I've kind of changed my whole tune on this, and like you've called me out for that on the show, which is like it's different for me to change my tune on this. But for the like the last press conference that I saw with
wasn't
Kyle
he saying the
Davidson,
complete opposite?
Yes,
That's why I'm so confused. That's why I think that was a bunch of malarkey. It's like I'm pretty sure in the season cleanout interviews literally a month ago he was saying, "Oh yeah, this is the time to be aggressive, man. $30 million of cap space. Here we go. Let's go." But yeah, and maybe he's starting to push back on that. Who knows? Yeah.
I think he might just be listening to all my takes on Chicago Hockey Radio.
It's like that Lee Grosman. He knows what he's talking about.
He's like, oh shit, that kid might be right.
You know what it might be, Lee? I think it might just be kind of setting Hawks fans up for not to be disappointed, where it's like, don't expect Mitch Marner. Don't expect a big name guy. It doesn't mean they're not going to be in them. I guarantee you they will be. But if they fail, which, if negotiations with this Blackhawks team of late, it won't shock me if they did fail. I mean, look at how David Carl turned out. If they do fail, so just to set expectations in check. I mean, I think that's what it is. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's kind of crazy that like if that's true, that they've like that's where the level we're at now.
I know.
Where it's
like,
oh, we're just saying one thing to our fans just because we don't want to upset them when we can't bring people into this storied Original Six franchise that has legendary history. Like, in case we can't get guys to want to come here, we got to make sure that the fans know that, well, yeah, we're not even trying. Right? We're not even trying to bring people
I have
in.
one more point to support my point. Normally it's a point you would bring up, but who is never wrong, Lee? Who is never wrong? I shouldn't say who, more what.
The sports book?
Correct. And I'm pretty sure I was checking.
I was right?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I can't remember if it was FanDuel. It was one of those. It was a reputable sports pick. And Mitch Marner was atop the list. Or the Blackhawks were atop the list of Mitch Marner destinations. I believe it was like plus 275 or something.
Oh, really?
So I think the next was like the Mammoth at like plus 400. Something like that.
Shit.
So, yeah, I guess we'll be competing with Utah there. But maybe Vegas knows something that everybody else doesn't.
They tend to. So
and it's not just that. I think another thing that's worth bringing up, I don't know if we brought this up in the show, but it's like if you look at the number 3 pick, Frundell, Misa, and Higgins are all tied at plus 175, which tells you maybe there's a trade brewing up the Hawks and Islanders. Who knows? I would say I would love the Hawks to trade up to 1 and take Misa if they can. You probably throw in the 25, 34, and probably like a top prospect like a Korchinski or something to make that happen. But if you can get Misa at 1, I'd be all over that. But that's another topic. Again, another topic we'll have plenty of time to discuss up leading up to the draft.
Can we spend a couple seconds discussing it?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Yeah.
Because I'm not going to lie. If we don't trade up and we're picking at 3 and Misa and Schaefer are gone, I want the Blackhawks to take James Higgins. I don't care about his size. I don't care that we have similar prototypical players to him. I do not care. I want them to take James Higgins. I'm sold on James Higgins. That's who I want at 3.
I think that's a play. I think he would be the best player available there, right? I don't understand why the betting odds hate Porter Martone so much.
Did it change? It changed, Justin.
Well.
And you're not going to like it.
Oh, no. Who's first? Frundell?
You know who's first.
Frundell?
Yes. Frundell's
boring.
Plus 140 for Frundell, plus 175 for James Higgins, and plus 400 for Mike Which makes sense. That makes sense. I don't know why the odds wouldn't have been that this whole time, because it's not like if we're gonna get Michael Misa, it's gonna be because we trade up.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a 3. He's not just going to drop the 3. So it's like they would have to make a move, and like that's easier said than done. Is Martone still like minus 1,500 or something? I don't know why the odds hate Martone so much.
No, he's moved up. He's moved up. He's plus 600 now, which is still like, I mean, it's still a little out there. But
that's my bad. When I checked yesterday, those were the odds, so they must have changed. They changed quick.
Every time I've checked, those have been the odds of all of them.
It's something worth tracking. It's something worth tracking because, like, let's be honest, like this number 3 pick thing is kind of a mystery. I feel like I just have a feeling something big is going to happen on draft day. Where it's like if you're Kyle Davidson, and let's say those reports are true, like Lee, let's say you're not going to be aggressive in free agency. Well, you got to be aggressive somewhere.
Yes.
I think the spot to be aggressive would be the draft. Like I'd be willing to sacrifice assets to get Misa in a Blackhawks jersey. I think that would be a move worth making. If you can find a way to trade up, do it. I don't care what it takes, just do it.
And you've got so many other futures assets. You've got so many prospects.
So much draft capital.
I saw a report that like to move up would take from 3 to 1 would take like obviously the other first. Obviously the 3, the other first, a second, and then a prospect.
I said B tier. I didn't even say A tier. You might have to give up a Kevin. It might be like a deal with Dalmasho Allen, somebody like that. I don't know.
And can I be honest? Like when I hear that, if that's true,
do it.
Do it in a heartbeat.
Well, don't think about that.
Don't even think about it for a second.
Oh, with that number 25 pick. No. Right? Nobody cares.
Yeah. This draft that we've been being told all year long is a weak
one of the weakest in memory. Yeah, no. It's very top heavy.
Oh, no, our 25th overall pick. It's like, dude, we've got 300 prospects already. It's about quality, not quantity at this point.
Like, we already have more people than we need. Like, we don't have enough room for all these guys. Like, now is the time. Figure out who you do have, who is a part of this core, and start using the assets that won't be a part of this thing, and help us now.
Justin, they should trade up to the 1, and then they should package all their other picks from next draft to move into the top 10
man? Like,
who cares?
All I care about in this 2025 draft is the top pick. Like, we already have so much capital. I'm sure we're gonna get a bunch of actuallys. You never know what could happen if that 5th round pick.
Gosh, dude.
Yeah, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I agree, but yes, just to wrap those thoughts, and because I know our chat does love prospect talk. I'm on James Higgins now, and I know it's not going to happen. I know that's not going to be the guy we're going to take, and I promise every single one of you, he will be a star. He's going to be an NHL star, and we're going to pass up on him because of his fucking size.
Yeah, it's 2025 and we're still doing this, man. Yeah. It's unreal. It's actually unreal. Like, seriously, dude. Like,
we're doing this in the big.
You can always find size in free agency. Like, it's not something you have to draft. So I mean, Hossa wasn't, a Hawks draft pick. So I don't know. I feel like that's like you just take the best player, but it's not always that simple with the Hawks draft philosophy, is it?
If you need size, draft some mutant in the 4th round. That's
exactly. Like you get size in the bottom 6, and we have size in the defense. Like, I don't understand this all this hype around the Hawks size issues. Like, I'm just not really seeing it.
I just think you get the 3rd overall pick in the draft. You shouldn't be like, who's the biggest here?
Like, we did this before, man, with Kirby Doc. How did that turn out? It's like, here's the thing: you can have size and not know how to use your size.
Yes.
For as much as size matters, like, you can have quite the weapon but not know how to use it. Pause.
Crazy word. Frank Nazar is one of the smallest guys on the team.
He plays bigger than he is.
He throws his body around more than almost anybody on the Blackhawks.
There's a reason we call him Frank the Tank.
Yes.
Because
he's a freaking tank out there.
Exactly.
And I know there's I forget who in chat hates, I think it's Andy. He's normally here for the streams. He doesn't like when we refer to him as Frank the Tank because he's like small and fast and he's not like big and clunky, but I don't care. I'm calling him Frank the Tank.
It sounds good too. Plus, that's an old school reference if you didn't get that one. Frank the Tank from Old School.
And speaking of Frank the Tank, what a tournament he had here at the Men's Worlds. Tied for the team lead with 12 points, led in goals with 6, I believe. Absolutely inspirational. Everybody's everyone's starting to catch on.
Yeah.
And don't let like all these people pretend like they always knew this guy was going to be a star.
Like, I hate that.
Don't let them get away with that, because we had been saying it all year and there was pushback in chat. There were people in chat. I know not all of you. I know a lot of you agree and are super bullish on Frank Nazar. But there were a lot of people in our chat being like, temper expectations.
I don't know if he's a star.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Mitch Marner. No, I think Frank Nazar is going to be a Braden Point, Mitch Marner, whoever you want to compare
Oh, he
him
has that
to.
potential. Absolutely.
Like,
He's shown it. Like, I don't know what else you need to see at this
Yeah.
point because, like, he's putting up the production now, man. Like, he's literally the Team USA's leading producer. I'm tied with, I think it was Keller, I believe he tied with. And this is a team that had guys like Cooley and Thompson as well and Will Smith. Like, there are stars in this team, and Frank Nazar led them all. 6 goals, 6 assists. He was named one of Team USA's top 3 players in the tournament. He was fantastic. Every single game, he was electric. Also, odd moment in that gold medal game yesterday. He had a breakaway. It was tripped up. Team USA gets a penalty shot, and they take Nazar off the shot, and they put in Connor Garland, who doesn't score. If you're a Hawks fan, you know how good Frank Nazar is in penalty shots and shootouts. We've seen it. Like, why would they take him away from that position? They wouldn't have to even go to overtime, man. They would have just won it in regulation. He would have scored.
It's like a crazy decision. Like, that is like
make no sense.
That is like the most, like, that's the least hockey thing ever, too. You know, like a guy earns it and wants it.
That's
and
his chance.
Yeah, and be like, no, sorry, we're gonna put in Connor
Somehow for
Garland
Connor
now.
Garland. Like, I know he had a good tournament too, Connor Garland. But
Yeah, he did. But
really, that's the guy you're gonna swap in for Frank Nazar? Okay, and he's only been your best player in the tournament. But anyway, it didn't matter. The U.S. did go on to win the game. Tage Thompson with the golden goal, and Team USA breaks a 91-year drought. Who wears number 91, Lee? Frank Nazar, baby.
Tank.
Team USA has never lost in the Worlds without Frank Nazar in their lineup. Absolutely electric. And yeah, like you just said, Lee, the whole world is learning about just how good this guy is. I saw he was trending on Twitter in the sports world. So it's good to see. He's no longer a secret anymore, man. Everybody knows how good Frank Nazar is. And if you've been watching the show, we've been saying it since he was playing with Rockford last year in late 2024. We were saying how good he was. I was calling for him to be called up every single day. And had a great finish to the season. Blackhawks landing a tournament like this, winning the gold, that's going to do wonders for his confidence. And like, he's already a confident guy, right? He's already got that swagger, but having this type of electric legacy run in this tournament, great for him. And Vlasic too, he had a solid tournament as well. Let's not forget about Alex Vlasic. Mainstay on that D-Corps second Worlds tournament. He comes away with it. Had some electric pictures on his Instagram story the other night. Looked like he was enjoying that win.
Oh yeah, and I saw a lot.
He's biting the medal.
I saw he went live with the champagne in the locker room afterwards.
They're having fun over there.
We got some people in chat getting upset over our lofty Frank the Tank expectations.
No fun allowed.
Hey,
fun allowed.
No, fellas, just keep the same energy in a couple years when you're like, shit, he's had back-to-back point per game seasons. Shit. Oh man, I was wrong. Just come back in a couple years when everybody's talking about Frank the Tank.
I just don't understand how you can watch this guy play and not think he's going to be a star. Like, what more does he have to show you? I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
It's because we've got a Tampa fan in the chat right now that's kind of like talking shit. Hey, better luck next year, man. I'm sure you guys will get through the Florida Panthers. You guys definitely got the recipe. So good luck.
Jeff Blashill's gone now, so now that'll solve the problem. All the Tampa fans seem convinced that Jeff Blashill was like the reason for all their issues. Yeah, I'm sure you guys are familiar with everything the assistant coach is doing over there.
Yeah, that's why Kucherov hasn't scored in like 3 playoff series because of Jeff Blashill. All right. Hey, maybe.
I don't know. We'll find out, right?
There's
always a chance. There's always a chance. But also not just Frank the Tank. It's great for him and great for our real Blackhawks to see him doing well in the tournament. But great for Team USA as well, man. I mean, sweeping the Worlds this year. Obviously, they won the World Juniors and win the World Championships as well. And they did break that long drought. Also, their first gold medal in the men's stage since the World Cup of Hockey in 1996.
Jeez.
And also, I think it was really nice that they honored Johnny Hockey, too. It was great to see. Had his jersey there and everything. And I believe he's Team USA's all-time leader in the world in terms of production. He always cared about this tournament, too. And it seems like USA is starting to shift the narrative there. Like, they're definitely starting to put more effort into this tournament. They're setting better rosters over there. And good just in time for the 2026 Olympics as well. So hopefully we can give them momentum going into that, and we can get revenge on Team Canada, who is nowhere to be seen. No medal for them in this World Championship.
Oh, man. So, hey, Denmark... It's a powerhouse.
They really are.
That's a stacked team full of NHL talent.
Besides Nikolai Ehlers, how many Team Denmark players can you name?
0. I promise you, not one. I also heard that Team Canada, like on the way to wherever the game was being played, they didn't bring all their stuff because they were planning on winning, and and like they thought it was going to be no problem, and so they had to like fly back to another city to grab all their stuff, which I bet was
justice.
Hey, I mean, over that flight, I'm sure Macklin Celebrini was learning a ton from Sidney Crosby on that flight. You know, just like
The experience,
yeah,
the vibes,
experiencing how to lose. So
in the playoffs in the first round. I can get used to that, Lee. I think I could very well get used to that. While Bedsy, I'm sure, is getting better. And I can't wait to see the narratives shift completely next year when Bedsy gets off to a hot start. And clearly his offseason routine worked wonders. And Celebrini's going through his little sophomore snide. And everybody starts to say how, oh, yeah, Bedsy was clearly the better player all along. Yeah, we totally weren't calling him a bust last year. Can't wait for that. That's going to be very amusing. We will be there for that.
Yeah. And I will admit, like, I know it's fun to do Team Canada slander. I am still hurt about Four Nations. I still think about it every couple days. It still weighs heavy on my heart. We've got to do it at the Olympics.
Imagine if the U.S. could have won all three this year, man. The Four Nations, the Worlds, and the Juniors.
Beautiful.
It would have been perfect, but Davo had to ruin it. And that man, it seems like it gave him a lot of confidence too, because man, is he on a tear right now. We'll get to that later, but no, overall.
I think that's honestly, I guess that's a good segue, honestly. Yeah. Connor McDavid, it feels inevitable with the Oilers. Yeah. I think we kind of said this like early on in the series that just like, I don't know. Like even after Dallas won Game 1, it's like we saw
they weren't really the better team, man. Like they may have won. They may have the 6-3 score may have shown that the Stars were the better team, but I think for most of that game, the Oilers were better. They just kind of let it get away from them. And since then, the series has completely shifted. We've had 2 games of the weekend. They win both, and we'll get into them.
So that the game Friday, right? That was the 3-0 Oilers game. I mean, we called it the way Draisaitl and McDavid looked on the bench after Game 1.
Yeah,
we were
you
like,
could see it.
Oh man, look at that look in their eye. You think these guys are going to be quiet here in Game 2?
Absolutely not.
And they weren't. And of course, you saw Leon Draisaitl with a point, and McDavid with a point too. And like, dude, I don't know. The Oilers are getting the depth scoring. Like I know Brown got injured, but him scoring, and then yesterday too, just with Evander Kane and Zach Hyman coming up big. Like,
they don't need to rely on McDry. They don't need to rely on them. They can get production anywhere.
They don't. And we'd be remiss to not talk about Stu.
Where did he come from, man?
I don't know.
Now
this
he has
guy.
3 shutouts suddenly. Either lets in nothing or he lets in 5+ goals. Like, he's Mr. Inconsistency, man. Unreal, but no, this turnaround's been really impressive for him. I think it's a big part. It's like the Oilers, man. It's like the one thing they've always been kind of missing is consistent goaltending. But it's like if they can get that here, especially when it matters, they can have a hard time scoring them too. You can play defensively. And McDavid was joking about that again after this game to the reporters, like, yes, I know we can defend. He's already messing with them.
Mick Laffy jokey after the game.
Exactly. He does have emotion. He does have a personality. Yeah. Like, I always appreciate McDavid's personality, man. I feel like he has a nice dry sense of humor that goes kind of underappreciated. And yet he gets called a robot all the time. It's like I never liked that. I never understood it. Yeah.
And I really do think, and I mentioned this the other day on the show to you, but I want to bring it up again. Like, I think him and Draisaitl going to the media and like getting all upset about them asking the questions over the defense. It's kind of like, you know how this year with Anders Sorensen on the bench, like not sticking up for his guys, not talking to the referees, like Brett Kulak and Troy Stetcher, like those guys can't go to the media. Like Darnell Nurse can't go to the media and be like, hey, I'm good at defending. We're doing well. Like those guys, they can't because I mean, it's Kulak and Klingberg and Stetcher.
Yeah, big names there.
They can't do it, but like no one's going to question Connor McDavid or Leon Draisaitl's defensive ability. Like if the Oilers are having defensive problems, you're not like, oh man, Leon Draisaitl really needs to work harder on his defensive game.
Well, it's leadership. It's what that is, man. It's stepping up for your teammates, man. I think it's just
exactly
if you're watching that, if you hear McDavid and Draisaitl, pumping you up like that, like that's just got to fire up. And like as long as you're hearing from them, I don't think if you black out the noise. That doesn't matter anymore. If your top players believe in you, that's all you need. I think it's shown. I think Skinner's rewarded them, right? Like they've always shown that confidence in. They never. back down. I think that's just true leadership come playoff time. So that's why they wear the letters.
Yeah. And honestly, Justin, like it's leadership that they've needed out of those guys this entire time. And I think just through that run that they had last year, they finally cracked the code and they're like, okay, like I think those guys now fully know exactly what it takes to win.
Yep.
And so now I think we're seeing it, and it's scary because it's like this duo of Mick Dry right now. It's like
it's a cheat code.
Is there a better duo than his? Like how good they're playing right now, how they're showing up every single game on the score sheet, how they're being leaders, how they're playing defensively too, like never giving up on plays, blocking shots, like McDavid getting in front of the net yesterday to screen the goal. Like they're doing everything.
Yeah, like they're doing whatever it takes. It's not just the score sheet, man. It's all the off the puck play, defensive zone play. That's super important positional play, knowing where to be and stepping up, for your teammates and all that. You got to do whatever it takes come playoff time. That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. I don't know, but like I think we both see the Oilers taking this series. As far as Friday goes, like Jake Ottinger with an 880 save percentage. I mean,
he kept him in it though.
He kept him in exactly. Like how? Like I kind of feel bad for him right now because it's like this Dallas team is not scoring. Like I guess we should have found the Robertson stat or whatever. But like
where has he been?
All of these guys. I mean, all these guys are going full Casper the Ghost. They're not getting production from anyone. They're not scoring. And if you have no chance of beating the Edmonton Oilers if you can't score.
It's not going to happen through your goaltending alone, which we did say going into the series that's an advantage for them as Outer. But Skinner's actually looked pretty decently because he's gotten that defensive support. And suddenly your depth contributions are supposed to be the deal breaker in this series. They're not showing out. So that's a bit of an issue for them. And the top end's not going to be enough to match the Oilers. So yeah, I don't really know what the path forward. I will say this though. I do think the Oilers are going to take the series. I do still see a possibility, a path that's not a very clear path. There's some leaves in the way, and there's some branches that you kind of you're gonna have to parkour over. But there is still a path I see for Dallas to win this series. There is absolutely not a path for the Carolina Hurricanes that we'll get to later. But I can still see it because I feel like this Dallas team, like they've had some rough games in these playoffs, but most of the time they bounce back. That's the thing, though. It didn't happen this time. Sunday was even worse, and again, we'll get to that later. But I was expecting that after this Friday game that there'd be some pushback, and there really wasn't. In fact, the Oilers have just clamped down. It seems to be the theme with this Oilers team. They've won 10 of the last 12 games now, man. It's like every time they have their rare loss or their rare off game, they don't let it happen again. They don't let it happen again.
You never see two games.
They don't lose consecutive games.
Where were these guys?
How are you going to beat this team, man, if that's not happening? And they've been so good at home, and we're seeing that here in this series. It's like that's what I felt like for Dallas. It's like you had to take the 2-0 lead at Dallas. Like the split wasn't going to be enough. The fact that the Oilers got a split, it's like, well, now they have a really good shot going up 3-1, and now for the Stars, you're going to have to find a way, and it's going to be really tricky.
I see this ending in 5 or 6. If I'm being honest with you, I like. We'll get into the game. We'll get into Game 4 in a bit, but. I think I'm going to be leaning Oilers there, and then I think Dallas will be able to salvage it at home, win the game at home. I think maybe force a Game 6, but
this is too good of a team, man. They're not going to lose in like 5 games. I think it'll be minimum 6. I did say 7 in my prediction. I'm not super certain about that one at the moment, but I still think it'll be a 6-7 game series. This is too good of a team, man. They could easily find their way, but they need the big guns to wake up. They need Mr. Rantanen to wake. Yeah,
they can't score right now, and it's like it's not. Yeah, I mean,
it's not like there's other facilities, man. Like anyone in this roster that you're looking at here, like can produce. So they have to find a way somehow. Yeah,
and if they can't, they're screwed.
Yeah,
And speaking of being screwed or effed, we will move on to the Saturday game. I tweeted before this game. I said because I was at work, so I didn't get to watch this one live, unfortunately. But I said. Not streaming tonight, but I will have action on the game. I will be taking under 5.5 goals, and I used that screenshot of the Canes fan from Game 1 or 2, like the lady that was.
That's us sleeping. Watching this series, man.
And so I was like, I love the under 5.5 here. Canes, I mean, basically a must win. Like, you're not going to come back from 3-0 down. I mean, they weren't going to come back from 2-0 down, if we're being honest with you. But
the series already felt like it was done. But now
I'm like, surely this is going to be a low scoring game, Justin. And I was at work. I kept checking my phone. Okay, we're going in the third period, 1-1. All right, my under 5.5 is as safe as it gets. Let's go. Next time I check my phone, it's 6-1.
I was watching this game at the lake house with the fam. Shout out the fam. Thanks for your support. But nice weekend.
Shout out Justin's fam.
And they were watching this in disbelief, man. Because the first 2 periods, it's okay, the series is finally starting to look like what we thought the series would look like. Goal is hard to come by. Defensive hockey, nobody getting really any chances. Tie game. I thought the Canes were in this one really. Maybe they can find a way to pull one out. And nope. Absolutely not. 5 unanswered goals for Florida in the third period. It's man. And at home for the Canes, just absolutely embarrassing. Well, sorry, actually, back home at Sunrise for Florida, clamping down there. And I just don't see a path forward. I don't. I mean, it's 3-0 now. It's 15 consecutive conference final game losses for the Carolina Hurricanes. How is that even a real stat? It's unreal, dude. And I think for the state of playoff hockey and for the state of our sanity, I think this series can end soon enough because these games have been pretty ugly. And I was just thinking about this the other night too. It's can we recall a conference finals in both the West and the East that's been as lopsided as this year? I mean, we have a 3-0 and a 2-1 series, but really doesn't feel, the 2-1 series doesn't even feel like a 2-1 series. It's unreal. It really feels like Florida Edmonton it's on the docket, man. Yeah.
And I'm so excited for it.
That's going to be a cinematic Stanley Cup final.
I need the rematch more than I need air. I suggested that, granted, I know some people are going to call me out. I know my thought process towards the Oilers shifted as the playoff, because can you blame me? It's Klingberg and Stetcher, and it's they're missing their best defensive defenseman.
They haven't had him this whole time.
Stuart Skinner is maybe the worst goalie ever, maybe the best goalie ever. Who knows? Forgive me for this. You look at that Oilers defensive core. That is not a defensive core that can win a Stanley Cup. But they just might because of how great. I underestimated the greatness of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl.
And they've learned a lesson. You're not going to do it again.
I'm not going to do it again. But I will say before the playoffs, when we put out our CHR most likely chances to win the cups, remember that post? I had Florida #1 and I had Oilers #2.
You did, you did.
I was hoping for this rematch. I wanted this rematch, and I agree with you. I think we're destined to get it.
And honestly, I think that's great for the game of hockey. I think if I look at those 4 possible matchups, I think that's the one that's really going to juice fans up the most. The ratings have been a bit down. I don't think they're going to be down for that Stanley Cup final. I think that's going to be a nice, which that's the series you want. Obviously, you want your peak to be the Stanley Cup final, right? Especially after the 4 nations, you want to capitalize on the momentum. I'm a little surprised actually that the ratings have been down these playoffs. Maybe it's just the fact that there's none of the 4 American original 6 teams in the playoffs probably has an impact there. Definitely a lot of the smaller market teams, the Southern teams, we're literally seeing 3 of the 4 teams left. Our Southern teams. It's Gary Bettman's wet dream there, but and then the Oilers are the Canadian team there left to try to break the drought.
That's what's so funny about people always oh my gosh, the NHL wanting Florida. It's you think Gary
That's
Bettman,
great for the game of hockey,
Gary Bettman was just ooh, he can get a Carolina South Florida Eastern Conference final matchup.
Dallas Canes. That really gets the people on their feet there.
Sign me up.
Yeah, the hockey powerhouses, markets of Dallas and Carolina. So I can promise you this is not what Gary Bettman wants. The Oilers are kind of saving the NHL right now. So I think for the state of hockey, you want the Oilers in the final. You want McJesus there and the defending champs as well. It's yes, that's a Southern market, but I do think people get up for the Florida Panthers. Yeah. I think it's the Carolina Hurricanes that are kind of ruining the series right now. I'm not going to give. I think the Panthers are going to play their game, man. They've been dominating. It's a mismatch. This is the most obvious mismatch, and I think we saw it going in. And some people thought it'd be different this year. Oh, this Canes team is different. This makeup is different. The system's different this year. I'm not really seeing it, man. It's the same thing every time. Good for 1 or 2 rounds, and then get to the third round, you hit a wall. Especially against a team like Florida that matches up well against you, because they've been playing teams that haven't, and this time they're getting exposed.
Yeah. It's the first big bad team they run into, and they're getting absolutely
they just completely fold under the
pounded.
pressure. Yeah, they got nothing for them. Yeah.
We'd be fools to not do some Florida Panthers glaze now.
Yeah, you gotta give them credit.
Talk about this game a little bit. I mean, there is a lot to get into with this one. I mean, there were so many impressive performances all around this Florida lineup. I know Tkachuk, my boy, only had 2 assists.
Man, he's slacking off. What's he doing?
He only had 2 assists. I mean, that line looked so dangerous in the first couple periods. Tkachuk had a couple of nasty. He had that play where he went through the legs. I wanted him to score that goal so bad. Then he had a couple other good looks, but they just continued to impress and dominate. And then that first line, we see Reinhart pregame walking around, no braces on, looking fine in the locker room, firing up the boys. Yeah. Is he resting? Yeah, they're probably resting.
I told you, man. I told you. They already knew this series was is over, man.
might be right.
Like, if he's playing a little bit banged up, why risk the injury, man? It's like you're hoping if you're Ford, this is what you're hoping, right? You finish the series, no drama, easy sweep, you get your rest, and you hope that Oilers Stars series just drags on as long as possible, 7 games. Although I guess that didn't really work out well for the Canes in this series, but I think the Panthers, they could play no matter what the situation is, whether they're coming off a 4, 5, 6, 7 game series. It does not matter for this Florida team. They've done it before, right? They did sweep this team in 2023, although they did go on to lose to Vegas in that Cup final. So to be fair, but yeah, I think for Florida, man, if you can get through the series, if it's little amount of drama as possible, as rest as possible, and no injuries, like that's what you want. You want to avoid another Reinhart situation if you can, right? Obviously, you're going to need. I'm telling you right now, you're going to have a healthy squad against that Edmonton Oilers team. Like, you're just going to have it.
And so the reason why I brought that up is that we're not going to see Reinhart tonight.
Not shocking.
We're not going to see Mikkola tonight. He took that really tough hit into the boards.
That Mikkola, did he have two goals that night?
He was
from Mikkola.
He was filthy. And this guy is. I mean, people love to throw around, best contract in the NHL, best contract in the NHL.
Classic.
I think this guy's making $2.5 million.
He's making like almost half of Vlasic's contract.
And he's got another year left on the deal.
Damn, how do they keep pulling this off, man? How do they do it?
Know.
What is Zito doing?
He is such a phenomenal defenseman. He's so fast. He's so wiry. He's solid defensively, and
he's like the third pair guy.
He's unbelievable. They've been having him with Jones on the second pairing, and they've looked. I mean, I know we hate to do Seth Jones glaze, but
he's a Mikkola merchant. I'm just kidding.
He might be a Mikkola merchant, but they're playing phenomenally.
I hate to say it, Lee, I can't even shit on Seth Jones. Like, he's actually been absolutely phenomenal. Like, he's playing some of the best hockey of his career. Yeah, like I say, since late in that Stars series, like, I haven't noticed him too much in the first round against Tampa, but since the Leafs series, like, he's absolutely turning on. Like, you could see, like, there was definitely it took some time for him to kind of fit into the system. Like, it didn't happen right away regular season. Like, he was kind of looking like Blackhawk, Seth Jones, and post-trade deadline. But in the playoffs, like, I think he's looked exactly how Bill Zito envisioned him, and it seems to always pan out that way. And gotta give him credit. Like, as long as he doesn't have to be the guy, he could be a guy, behind the Ekblads and the Forslings. He's probably their number 3. And like, that's where you want Seth Jones. Just number 3, second pair. Like, that's where you want him. And he's been good. Like, I gotta give him credit. Like, I'm probably gonna have to gouge my eyeballs off if I have to watch Seth Jones lift the Stanley Cup. But I mean, good for him. Like, you give him credit. Like, here's the thing. It's not like this is screwing us. It's a win-win trade. They get to win. Hopefully, another cup for them. Seth Jones doing his part, and then we got our franchise goaltender. So there's no reason really to be salty about this. I guess I'm still gonna be salty because I feel about Seth Jones. But it's just the way it ended, man. I can't really feel happy for him. He's kind of shitting on us towards the end, where it's like, I don't really.
Hey, I am proud of you. I'm so impressed with that. What you just said showed so much character and maturity, and
from me.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I've come a long way here.
Exactly. And so I have to say that's very impressive. I love hearing that from you. I agree. As much as it pains me, I agree.
Gotta give him credit. Yeah.
Another thing I want to say about this Florida Panthers team is Reinhart draws out of the lineup. You insert Jesper Boquist onto that first line with Erod and Barkov. It was probably their best line. They were unbelievable. Boquist scored that nasty goal
from Jesper Boquist.
Which I mean, that Boquist goal is what broke open the floodgates.
Like 5 unanswered goals.
That's what started the show. And big game from him. Barkov, 2 goals and an assist. Grow up, Barkov. Oh my gosh, what a freak!
Just another night for him.
Yeah. And then. What else did I want to say? Yeah, it sucks to see Mikkola go that hard into the boards. Maurice,
scary situation.
Maurice said that he thinks that he's going to be okay. It sounds like kind of all those guys are day to day.
Okay.
And no Greer, no Mikkola, and no Reinhart for Game 4. I wrote in the notes.
Not care.
I wrote in the notes. I'm like, are they literally resting guys in the conference finals?
It's like they're trying to be. It's like, dude, they're not even taking this team seriously. Did you not see Brad Marchand? He was eating like cookie dough in the intermission or something. Like, they do not care. Like, they're probably playing like 50% against this Canes team. They're already thinking about the cup. Like, people were probably joking about me. I was already thinking ahead, like Game 2, and it's like, I think this Florida Panthers team is already thinking ahead. If you look at those line decisions and tell me they're not, like, I really think that's the case. Like, they know this series is over. Yeah. Like, even if you lose that Game 4 gentleman's sweep, who cares, man? Like, it's done and dusted. Like, they want to be 100% ready to go for the cup.
And I don't think we're going to see them take game 4 off, if I'm being honest.
No,
I think we're seeing it. I think we're doing broom talk tonight.
They could be playing their AHL squad and they'd still beat this Canes team right now. Like, they got nothing in them, man. You see the body language of that Canes team? Like, we might need to give the Leafs more credit. How the hell did the Toronto Maple Leafs win 3 games against this team?
I don't know.
How did they do it? Maybe we were shitty. Like, we were getting a lot of hell for it, but it's like, man, they put up the best fight so far.
Maybe the Maple Leafs weren't that bad, and they should run it back with the core 4.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Sure. I guess,
Leafs fans, you guys, you might actually have something there. Maybe it really was just,
year 10. Year 10 it'll happen, right?
Yes,
year 10.
Yes. You know what they say. The 10th time is the charm. My mom said that to me my entire life.
The 10th time. Man.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I also wanted to say I want to give Paul Maurice some flowers. He's my favorite coach in the NHL. I've said that. Yeah, I've said that a few times, maybe on the show, perchance. The way he's got these guys, like the Gadjeviches and the Greers and the Boquist and the Nasics and the Sturms, like he's rotating these guys like every single game. In every single game, no matter who's playing, they're coming in and making an impact. Maurice is juggling like 16 players that should all be in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
And he's not getting like, none of these guys are coming in sour and being like,
everybody just plays their role. No nonsense.
No complaints. Everyone comes in, plays their role. Boquist will be scratched for 2 games, come in, play on the first line, have a goal and an assist, and then be back out of the lineup.
All business.
And then do it again 3 games later.
Like they have 4 first lines right now, man. Like even look at the ice time
it's
too.
Insane.
Like it's unreal. Like I'm seeing this. It's like just they seem to have the philosophy figured out, man. And I mean, I have a hard time seeing who's going to beat them. Yeah.
Look at this. All these guys, like even the 4th liners playing over 10 minutes. Like
the 4th line's pretty good. I'd say normally you're probably quite a bit under that, even close to 5 sometimes.
Yeah.
10 minutes for 4th line. Yeah, that's
in the Tampa series, they were playing like towards the end of the Tampa series, those guys were playing like 6-7 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's like now it's just like the Panthers are hitting another level. They're getting contributions everywhere. All 4 lines are clicking. The defense looks phenomenal. And then, before we move on, Bob was fantastic too. He made some really, really big saves in the first couple periods of the game on Saturday. 23 saves on 25 shots for a .920 save percentage. Like he's been fantastic too. I think he's going to be the guy who ends up winning the Conn Smythe Trophy, as I said before this series. And I did check
because everybody's so close to the point. So I just give it to Bob.
I said that before the series, and I checked. I don't know what the odds were before, when I said that, but I checked yesterday. And he is the best chance in the entire playoffs now to win it. He's
that doesn't shock me. I think I think I said too. Like last year, I think if it wasn't going to be McDavid, I think probably would have been Bob. And this year, I think if they're going to beat the Oilers again, he's probably going to have to be their best player because I think that's like the one area you look at. I know Skinner's been good, but like that is one area you look at where it's like, okay, they should have an edge in net. And I would say Death, but the Oilers got that too. That's what I mean. I look at these 2 teams, not to preview the Cup final already, but it's like they're kind of remarkably
Cup final talk after Game 3.
They play completely different, but like in a way they match up in every way as well. If that makes any sense, like that's what makes it so intriguing. I can tell you right now, it's going to be another 7-game series. Anyway, we can get to that later. We'll have plenty more time to preview the Cup final.
I do want to thank Lauren and Will in chat for giving me a couple of really good reminders here. I think we'd be remiss also not to mention Matthew Tkachuk is clearly playing injured. Like this guy is hobbling around out there. And he's making such a big impact still. And it's like, hey, guys in that Toronto Maple Leafs line.
Just going to say.
Hey, guys, this is how it's done, all right? There's going to be injuries. You're not going to, in the Stanley Cup final, the Stanley Cup playoffs, you're not going to be at 100%.
Yeah, I mean, even Austin regular season throughs, even to set himself, man, it's like everybody's playing through something come playoff time. So it's like, I don't want to hear the excuses from that regard. Tkachuk, look, he's moving like not even 20 miles per hour out there.
Yeah, he's crawling.
And he's still producing every game pretty much. Yeah. Like he's still at least a point per game. So it's like he's doing what he doesn't have to be like the guy, but as long as he's producing, giving those contributions, like that's all you need, right? That's the thing with this Panthers team. I was going to say they don't have to rely on the stars, but it's like, dude, their whole lineup kind of is stars. So,
And my favorite thing from, I know he had 2 assists and he almost scored an absolutely filthy goal. But my favorite thing that I saw Matthew Tkachuk do in Game 3 was going after Aho. Like he was like, I don't know if you saw the clip, but he was just follow him around the ice, cross-checking him, hitting him, and then he just straight nowhere near the play. And this is how you do it. Like, people are always like, isn't Tkachuk gonna like get in a lot of trouble if he goes head hunting and takes somebody's head off after like signaling to them that he's gonna do it? This is what you do. He just follows him around the play, giving him some wax, couple cross checks, and then he just tackles him to the ice. And then I don't know if you saw the shot, but Aho's like skating in the middle of the ice, and Tkachuk had just sat down in the penalty box, and he signals to Aho to keep his head up. I'm like, this dude is
keep your head up.
Everyone loves like all the Tkachuk haters, and I know it's like a lot
it's
of
old school,
it's
man.
a lot of Tampa fans and stuff, but people are like calling him a fake tough guy. I'm like,
I think he answers the bell pretty much every time.
Literally every single time.
What are
this
they
guy
talking about, man?
like every single series he answers the bell. After the Barkov hit in the first round, who was the one leaving an absolute monster hit on the Tampa star, Jake Gensel? Who was that?
Matty Tkachuk.
Matty Tkachuk.
Exactly. Every
Like-
time, man. I don't get the Tkachuk hate. I really don't. I don't understand it. Like, he's good for the game, and it's like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I hate that he's so physical. Oh, he's so tough, and that's exactly what a hockey player should be. I hate that. Ugh.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's like why we love the game. Like he's like one of the most talented players, and he acts like he's a fourth line grinder trying to make it in the
He's
NHL.
going to show up in the all-black fit tonight for the Canes funeral. He always does that when they're on the brink of elimination. I love that. We will be there. Hopefully the last game of that series, I think, can end soon enough.
Yeah, I agree. Just put him in the body bag tonight so that we can have this done and dusted and move on with our week and get ready for the Stanley Cup final.
Let's talk about the better series. Well, I thought it was a better series. Might not be anymore, because suddenly the Oilers have taken a page from the Panthers book, and it just completely, I mean, they just dominated the Stars last night, last afternoon, I should say. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch most of this one because it was taking place during the Indy 500. I was at the race, but as I was tracking on my phone, it's like 6-1 win for the Stars. What's with all these 6-1, like 6-2 games?
It's the Oilers and the Panthers. Like they're just
a level above. They're just a level above.
They're just able to do it to anyone, and I mean, and that's the thing is like, yes, the first period for the Oilers, they were the better team. They were the more aggressive team. Stuart Skinner made a couple of really big saves in the first to keep Dallas off the score sheet, but Edmonton with a couple of big goals, McJesus with one. But then the second period, Dallas comes out swinging, and Dallas was definitely the better team for like pretty much the entirety of the second period. They were able to get one back. Bichelle scores his first goal of his postseason career. And so you're starting to think, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Like, Dallas is coming back. And then like a minute left in the period, Connor McDavid just takes over, does what he does. Really impressive solo effort, honestly. Dallas not able to get the puck out of the zone. He scores a nasty wrister with traffic in front. And it's like, okay, all that entire second period of phenomenal work from the Dallas Stars was all for nothing, because now we're going into the third with another Edmonton 2-0 lead.
It felt kind of similar too, because it's like, okay, it was a close game, and then suddenly, as we approach the third period and later in the game, it's like suddenly the Oilers score like 4 unanswered or something like that. It just completely put the game away, similar to the Panthers-Canes game. It's just like these two teams, like when they put their foot on the gas, they don't take it off, man. It's like, and then the game's kind of over at that point. They score in bunches, man. They score in waves, and there's nothing you can really do to subside it and get away from the pressure. That's what's impressive about these two teams. They just know how to get it done. I think just the fact that experience last year too, I think has helped them both. Oh, but they played so much hockey. Those arguments, I think, should be totally put to bed now. I mean, this is going to be 3 straight finals for Florida, 2 straight for Edmonton. It's like, oh, they played so much hockey, it's going to catch up to them. I don't think it's really catching up to them. I think they're doing just fine.
Yeah, I think people put like way too much weight on that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, these guys have been going to the Stanley Cup Finals. It's like, yeah, maybe they're really good, so they probably have a really good chance of doing it again. I think the experience
is it has more weight than any fatigue. It's like all these guys, it might be a shorter offseason. You still have offseason to work with, plenty of time to rest up and get ready. And it's like, yeah, you're playing through things. Everybody's playing through injuries in the playoffs. I think having the experience of doing that makes it easier to accomplish that feat, right? Mm-hmm. That's a big part of why they've always been able to make it so far. How about that? Not to get back to Florida, but 6 straight finals we're going to see a Florida team in the Cup. 3 straight for Tampa, 3 straight for Florida. That's pretty unreal. We'll see if the Oilers can. I think if there's one team, that because I'm not really seeing it out of the Stars team. If there's one team that could take the fight to them, I do think it's this Edmonton squad. I think if we see a rematch, I think I have a hard time not picking them. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's I want to dive a lot more into that, and I also want to continue this this game
I'm
3
not getting
talk
ahead
from
merchant today.
No,
Yeah.
it's fine. I did the same thing. Can we hit a break here? I still want to talk a lot more about this game last night, this 6-1 Edmonton game, and then I want to do some Stanley Cup final talk, and then we still got to do a Mount Rushmore. But let's hit a break right now. Keep it here. A lot more on the second half. Welcome back to Chicago Hockey Radio. Lee Grossman, Justin Lynch, and my boy Raven Gasser, my sleepy boy Raven Gasser. How you doing, Raven?
Sleepy.
Well, we appreciate you and your hard work over there. So thank you for powering through for us. Okay, let's do more Game 3 talk.
Yeah, we got to get on this one.
Where were we at? We were talking. We were talking second period. Good second period from Dallas. My boy Colin Blackwell, my boy CB15, almost scored an impressive goal on the penalty kill. And I'm not going to lie.
I saw that a few times.
I wanted him to. I did. He didn't. But yeah, it's just McDavid at the end there. I tweeted after McDavid scored the second goal with like, a few seconds.
97's all right.
I tweeted this 97 guy on the Edmonton Oilers seems to be pretty good at hockey.
He's okay.
Dude, they are inevitable right now, and it's like I've never seen anything like this in my life. I know there were some like really amazing players in the 80s and 90s putting up these kind of like like the Gretzkys and the Lemieux and stuff. But like this
is our version of that,
like
pretty much.
This really like I know Sidney Crosby's probably a Mount Rushmore guy in the sport, but like
McDavid will be.
It was never this.
I think this is all he's missing, man. Is the cup. I think once he's won that, speaking of inevitable, I do think as good as that Florida team is, it does feel kind of inevitable this year. I mean, they could get their revenge there. I think that's a script, right? Wasn't it like Crosby lost his first foul and then won? Wasn't Gretzky lost his first foul and then won?
Yeah.
That would follow the generational thing with McDavid obviously next in line, the torch being passed to him. It'd be the first time I believe since 07, 08, 08, 09, and when it was the Red Wings Penguins that would have occurred. So. Well, look at me getting ahead of myself again. But yeah, with this Oilers team, they're just on a complete roll right now, and I just don't know. Like the Stars team, it's like I went in this series thinking my brain was telling me
it's
Dallas
the
Stars are the team. Like you look at they're the stronger squad, more depth. But there was a little voice nagging. I do remember saying this. There was a little voice nagging at me at the back of my head saying, "No, don't overthink this. Don't overthink it, man." Like Edmonton, it just seems like it's meant to be this year. They're a team of destiny right now.
And also, it's like dude, it's like. You can't blame us for it. Like it should be Dallas, but it's just like we're witnessing unprecedented greatness from these guys on the Oilers, and it's like, oh yeah, it's kind of hard to pick series.
Bet against them. Yeah.
It's hard to pick series when these guys are involved because it's like, I mean, you look at these rosters, and like Dallas is obviously better.
We've said it so many times, like they break every rule, and it's like that's what makes it tough when we're trying to like project this team. Man.
Yeah,
it's like nobody really plays like them. They're just a very unique squad for sure, especially when it comes to this type of game.
Yeah. And so let's do some third period talk because that's when the floodgates open. They scored 3 unanswered in the third. Zach Hyman coming up big with a couple of goals. Shaq Hyman, sweet breakaway, absolutely roofs it over Jake Ottinger's blocker, and then he scores another one off of a nasty sauce pass from Evander Kane, looking like his cousin Patrick with that pass. Like absolutely nasty. Hyman's not really scored. He's not been nearly as impactful this postseason as he was last year. Obviously, he didn't have the regular season like he did last year, but Hyman has been contributing, just not necessarily on the score sheet. Like I think he's leading the entire postseason in hits, right? Like
he's a pretty physical guy. I'm telling you, that's going to be a guy that they're going to need to be X factor later on to get him over those creasy goals in the cup. But yeah, that's what he provides, and if they could get more that type of production from him they got last year, that'd be huge for them for sure. Yeah.
He was a +5, 4 shots on, 2 goals and an assist. Like he was an absolute beast, and I know most of that came from the third period. But like that's the thing with this Edmonton Oilers team that like. Once one goes in,
they just more follow.
Follow. It's
they're like such a momentum team. Yes. Oh yeah. They pile on, man. They absolutely pile on. And once they find their game, they're not going to lose it. And you really don't have any chance. It's like we saw that clip of McDavid and Dross on the bench after that game 1 loss. And I'm like, the series is just ended right there. It's like you used to see it back in the day with MJ and the Bulls, man. Like they take things personally, and those two take everything personally. They have that type of mentality, man. You can look at Drysdale's eyes, man. They just absolutely like lay into you. You could tell he's not going to take no for an answer. So, this Oilers squad right now, they're on an absolute tear, and I don't see them. I think just they're meant to be this year, man. And here's a crazy stat, by the way. Just put some respect of how good McDavid has been. Obviously, 2 goals in that game, another elite game for him. He just passed Patrick Kane in playoff points. So 130. Patrick Kane scored 138 points, 143 games in the playoffs, and most of them with the Hawks. And McDavid just passed him. He's played like 40 less games or something like that. That just puts in perspective how good he's been in the playoffs. To be fair, he's 3 cups behind in the Stanley Cup department.
And
but
to be fair, he's playing a lot with Leon Draisaitl. What Patrick Kane was playing with Jesus and Chris Versteeg.
And to be fair, scoring is also quite a bit higher now compared to, I'd say, Kane's prime of 10 years ago. So different styles of play with these teams as well. Something to take into account. But
true.
It puts in perspective how good McDavid's been. Because Kane's one of the most clutch playoff performers of all time.
McDavid was playing against Doughty and Kopitar when they were in their mid-30s. Patrick Kane was doing it when they were in their prime.
Exactly. And I also don't think he has a 5 game-winning goals in overtime. So I guess some catching up to do there.
Yes.
Where's McDavid's heartbreak? I haven't really seen it yet. Yeah, it's coming. It's probably coming.
I think that'd be that wouldn't be a crazy bet to make that Connor McDavid is gonna have a couple of legendary moments in the playoffs throughout the rest of his career.
For sure. Yeah.
But yes, I want to go back to your point about how they're such a momentum team, and it's completely amplified when they're at home too.
Oh yeah, that crowd has been
place
electric.
Gets absolutely rocking. They're
fighting other people. They're fighting themselves.
Psychopaths. Yeah.
I think the Oilers fans are they're on another level, man.
Dude.
It's like, what are they like ingesting before these games? Because like just the crowd for these games, it's like a European type of feel to it.
It's crazy. It's like their generational scorer scores a big goal, and then there will be a fist fight in the 300 level, and then they're all like singing and chanting.
They're
it's like
crazy, man.
my
What
gosh.
a fan! But in a way, though, like I love it. Like I love the atmosphere there. Like, that's the way it should be in the playoffs, right? It shouldn't feel like just another game, like a regular season crowd. It shouldn't be quiet in there, man. It should be loud as hell. You shouldn't even be able to hear yourself as you're communicating with your teammates and things like that. So no, I love that about that fandom. I mean, I don't really love the Oilers fan base, but I love how passionate they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's such for a team that plays with that. I don't want to say they rely on momentum, but a team that like succeeds with the momentum so well. It's such a cheat code that they can just put McDavid and Draisaitl together, go put out a really
nasty highlight reel goal, and then boom, it's done.
Exactly. But even if they don't score, like it'll be a minute and a half of offensive zone possession, and then now comes out Hyman, Evander Kane, Nugent Hopkins, and it's like, all right, we can just pick up right where they left
really
off.
No breaks with this team, man.
Like Dallas just had a brutal change. Now we get to play in the offensive zone for a minute. Like it's such a cheat code, and yeah, man. I mean, Klingberg scoring yesterday too with that last goal. Good for him. A couple of surgeries.
The former Dallas Star as well. Yeah, getting some revenge on his former team. Prime John Klingberg, the Stars back in the day. He was something else, and but he's been pretty good for the Stars team. That's what I'm saying. Like, all these depth guys that you wouldn't really expect, like they've kind of been doing their part.
They have.
It's something they've kind of been missing of late in these playoffs. I remember that used to be an issue for them. It's like they were McDry merchants, but they haven't really been this year as good as those two have been. Like they're getting contributions throughout the lineup, and they're getting the things that have been missing, like the goal thing, and the defense has suddenly showed up. I'd say since the Vegas series. So there really isn't really a weakness of the squad right now. It really isn't.
I agree. Yeah. And I don't know. Before we move on, we got to do more Stu talk because I know he didn't get his shutout.
33 saves and 34 shots. He'll take it.
He was getting absolutely peppered. He got shelled in that second period.
Yeah.
I know the goal he let in was a soft one, but it was like
you're due for a soft one when you win by 5 goals.
Also, when he took like 15 shots in the period, one of them's probably gonna go in.
Yeah, exactly. Because if it's 15 shots in one period, it's probably quite a few of those are back to back to back to back. Rebound chances, second, third chances. Like that. You're gonna have a hard time. I guess something's gonna go in. But look, he's been not always as good as he's needed to be. Like he's been better than actually.
He's been really good.
Like he's been probably the best goalie in the conference finals. Maybe even Bob. I have something to say about that too.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be quite a matchup. You probably wouldn't have expected after the first
Stu
round.
And Bob.
That's gonna be that's gonna be absolute cinema. But yeah, Skinner. It's like it gives me 2015 vibes because wasn't it that first round that Crawford struggled against the Preds and he had to get taken out for Scott Darling and Scott Darling won him the series. Eventually go back to Crow and then Crow didn't let down from there. Like he was dominant for the rest of those playoffs, and we're kind of seeing that from Stuart Skinner here. I mean, Pickard stepped in when he did, but a little longer than Darling wasn't really that good. Honestly, the Oilers were just great, and then Stu comes in, and not only is he as good as he needs to be, like he's getting shutouts too. Like he's had like 3 shutouts. Like in the playoffs, are you kidding me? On this Oilers team,
crazy.
And it's not like he isn't facing like he's faced 34 shots though. I know it wasn't a shutout, but like he's been this Oilers team. Like they do give up chances. They do. They give up a ton. And he's been good.
And it wasn't just like volume shooting. Like I think about
high quality looks.
That blocker save he made in the first when it was 0-0. Like it's a different game if he doesn't.
This really should not have been a 6-1 game. Like I mean, for what I saw of it, I viewed both NHL and Sportsnet highlights after the 500. But from what I was seeing, it's like this should not have been a 6-1 hockey game. And you gotta give him a lot of credit.
It really shouldn't. The first period was Edmonton was better in the first period, but it was close and they were just opportunistic. Like what what are you going to do? McDavid's got the puck on a 3-on-1. Like, yeah, he's probably going to score a lot of those. What can you do?
Good luck.
And then the second period was pretty much all Dallas, and they only scored one. And then, like I said, McDavid nullifies the entire period because he scores that late goal. And
that's what he does.
That's what big time players
Show up
do.
in the big moments.
Is like, yes, when the game's starting to get away from you a little bit and your team's starting to
when you need
not
to step
play
up.
as good,
Yeah.
that's when you step up.
That's when you got to put the team on your back.
And it's just like, Justin, we see them do it every single game. It's just like, it's so strange to me because you guys all know I'm the biggest Team Canada hockey hater. I'm all like, if you're not on the Blackhawks and you're not a Team USA guy, I probably hate you. I can't help but love Connor McDavid. Like, I want to see Connor McDavid succeed because, like, I want the guy that I watched to be regarded as the GOAT, if that makes sense.
I understand your point.
It kind of feels like, I know Patrick Kane's my GOAT. Patrick Kane will forever be my GOAT. But, like, the GOAT from the generation that I saw, like, I want my guy to be the undeniable best. And so, yeah, I can't help but root for him. It's just, like, the most impressive. It really does feel surreal to watch this guy play because it's like, dude, I don't know how he's able to do it every single game.
Yeah, he really doesn't have off nights, does he? He really doesn't. No. It feels like you're watching an NPC out there, like playing Chell. I've said it before, and it's like I said it before too, where it's like it felt like that game-winning goal in the Four Nations was a bit of a legacy moment. Like that was a legacy goal for Connor McDavid there, and it's like he could ride that momentum, man. That could be very fitting if he could, finally win that championship this year. In his 10th year in the league. So obviously 2015 draft pick, 2025 Cup. That sounds pretty good right there. That will work. Sometimes it takes longer, man. It took a while for Ovi as well, and I have a feeling when he wins one, that probably won't be the last one he wins too. I'll say that right there.
I think I agree because it's like if you looked at this team at the start of the playoffs compared to past Edmonton Oilers teams, you wouldn't be like, oh, this is the year they need to get it done.
It really didn't feel like it this year. Like nobody was really giving him much of a, even though they were, we took it to Game 7 last year. It's like after that regular season, that wasn't, it was up and down, right? Which has kind of been the theme of this Oilers team. They haven't really had a ton of dominant regular seasons, to be honest with you. It's been very up and down. Not a lot of, division wins, things like that. They're kind of always second and third and around like high 90, low 100 point totals. Not crazy numbers. Around 50 wins, a little less than that. So, good, not great, but they weren't really a favorite going into these playoffs. It's kind of shocking, to be honest with you. It's like, okay, you have the two best players in hockey, arguably. You were just in the Cup final last year. Like, we probably should have given this team more credit. I mean, not just we, everybody, really. I think at least we were kind of hinting that's like, okay, they could definitely surprise. You probably more than me.
I think that's another... it's just like another
flaw of look at the regular season, just taking too much away from that, right?
That and also it's just another signal that these guys know the recipe now. They know the McDavid and Draisaitl do not give less of a shit about scoring titles and wins, and all these guys want is to lift Lord Stanley. And I think now they know, like, hey, none of this shit really matters. Like, okay, third seed, LA home ice advantage. We're resting these guys at the end of the regular season. We're not pushing it.
I think they played like it too, right? Because like even Davo's numbers have kind of been down the last couple of years. I say that he had 100 points in 6, 7
but it is down
but
for him.
That is down.
Like you're telling me if he wanted to,
he could put up 100.
Come on. We're not seeing the best McDavid in the regular season.
He's so good. Like he could get close. I'm not going to say he would do it, but he could get close to 200.
I don't think that's the craziest.
Like 175, 175. He did 150.
It's like we saw him put up like 2 points per game in the playoffs last year. You think he couldn't put up 2 points a game in the regular season?
But like, why?
Why?
Yeah,
because it would take an amount of effort that it would drain you for the postseason.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't afford that in the modern game. Yeah.
I think these guys have it figured out. I would be saying like, oh my gosh, they're gonna win the Stanley Cup, no doubt, if they weren't playing the best team I've seen since the Dynasty Blackhawks.
That's the thing, though. It's absolutely not a given. That's another thing, though. Look at that pattern, Lee. Like, it feels like each team has gotten better. I mean, that's the way it should be, obviously, in the playoffs.
Of course.
Like, Kings, Vegas, Stars, then Florida. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the way you want it, honestly. You want things to kind of ramp up and build on each other. Like, that's kind of the way it should be. So I think that's good for this Oilers team. It's good to have those tests, and just going to make it easier from there. They know what they need to do. Yeah.
Okay. Before we kind of tee up the Game 4 games, and maybe do a little Stanley Cup final preview, which is nasty work to be doing.
I do not think we're getting ahead of ourselves, man. You know what? I did have Dallas in 7. It was not a confident prediction. I said it could very easily be Oilers in 7. This might be a game. This might be an overreaction. I do not care at this point. I'm not going to shy away from overreactions anymore. Like, I think that one could, at this rate, after that game, that could be a 5-gamer, honestly.
I don't think
it could be. I'm not saying it will be. It could be.
I don't think that's a crazy take. Like,
Yeah.
I think they're going to win game. Okay, we'll get into it.
Before
we do that, we've got another CHR Mount Rushmore. Funny business going on here. Shocker.
Yeah, what?
Insane. Playoff beards. One team seemingly having no beards at all. That's weird. That's weird.
Interesting.
I don't know. But without further ado, here's Chicago Hockey Radio's Mount Rushmore of guys with playoff beards.
All right, everybody. It is the Mount Rushmore as we are in the thick of the thick beard of the Western and Eastern Conference Finals right now. We are doing the Mount Rushmore of playoff beards, active and current. And with the first pick, it is the two-headed team of Raven and Tim. Who grows the best beard out of the two of you?
Oh, by far, Tim Tebow.
I've never seen you with
Thank
facial
you.
hair.
I think 1-1. We're going Joe Thornton.
Fair.
Never got his playoff beard over to the furthest extent.
Yeah. No cups for Jumbo Joe. That's a Sharks effect.
All right. I have the second pick. This is a tough one. There's some good beards.
Yeah.
I think I have to go Lanny McDonald on this one.
It was on my list.
I didn't know if he'd be available by my next pick.
Is that Lee next?
My turn?
That does.
I'll go Brent Burns.
Yeah,
Fair
that was
one.
who I
Yeah.
was going to take.
Chewbacca. All right. I will go with Mike Commodore.
Good pick.
One of the absolute craziest fits you will see.
You've got two.
That's right. Yes, I do. Second pick, I will go with, beard, more so the flow, but the beard was pretty good too. Give me Showtime, Patrick Kane.
Remember, early on, he couldn't grow the beard.
He couldn't
so
early
it
on,
was-
but by 2015, he could grow a playoff beard. He had the nice racing stripes going too that complemented the mullet. I know it's not beard, but it really brought out the beard, I thought. Yeah.
I'm going to go with... Oh, shoot. I'm between two guys. I'm going to go with Alex Ovechkin here.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that.
I'm going to go Ryan O'Reilly.
Tim Hortons legend. What's the Airnet team have?
I think we're going to go Duncan Keith.
Dunk's had some nice beards. Yeah.
And
You have two
then
picks.
right after that, we're going to take Corey Crawford as well.
Oh,
Just going for all the Hawks names, getting the votes. I like it. Fair enough. That'll work.
not you.
No.
Let's try
Shut
that.
up.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you finish, but
Scott Niedermayer.
Good choice.
it's not your turn, Lee.
Going Yamir Yager, where he had like the
Oh.
bottom part here shaved and was like the mutton chops into the beard. I'm sure I'll get screwed on that one, and it'll be a post. It'll be a picture of him without any sort of facial hair. But
No shenanigans taking place here. I can't believe he has not been taken yet. Give me Phil the Thrill Kessel, baby. Yes, sir. The hot dog legend himself. Joey Chestnut got nothing on Phil Kessel. And for my last pick, I remember 2010. He had quite a run there. Scott Hartnell. He had quite the beard. I recall. Yeah,
that's a good shout.
yeah. 2010, folks remember. Yeah. All right, back to you, Lee.
Hmm. Shit. Sorry, I'm between a couple of guys.
Pitter patter, buddy.
There's some guys that are just like hideous.
Yeah. It's like just because you have like a big beard doesn't mean it's like good looking or anything or like well trimmed.
Has Braden Holtby hasn't been taken?
No, he's
yet.
not.
All right,
No.
I'll go Braden Holtby.
Good one. I'd have a nice playoff beard.
Would you,
Yeah,
Johnny? O, would you?
that's right.
Fair.
I mean, we're stretching thin here for guys.
Yeah, it gets tougher.
Not really.
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, everybody.
Only every playoff player.
Yeah.
I guess some of them don't wear beards, but like most of them do.
Yeah.
Yeah. The evolution of Brent Burns is the funniest
shocking.
thing, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
That one.
I'm gonna say Austin Matthews.
I guess for the stash, he's
the
got
hairline.
that
And the chopped forehead
yeah,
hairline.
the balding.
Yeah, I should go with Patrick Line.
We're going with Shea Weber.
That's
Okay.
solid.
Yeah.
Wait, was Shea Weber not taken?
No.
Guess
Yeah.
not.
That was
Surprised Jimmy Ben wasn't taken, actually. He normally has pretty good beards.
All right. And yeah, I don't know. This wasn't like this is a difficult one for it to be like contentious.
Yeah. Like, I
What
like
all
my
opinion
list.
based.
I
It's
like
all
my
opinion
list a
based.
lot. Do you want to do honorable mention?
My guy's beard is better than
Do you-
yours.
Are there any honorable mentions?
I mean, yeah, we were just scrolling like Matthias.
I feel like we got the
Ekholm,
main
like,
Every
ones.
grown man from
Dan
the
Boyle.
1990s.
Connor
Yeah.
McDavid. Connor McDavid grows a pretty damn
Zdeno
good-
Yeah,
Chara,
it's a pretty nice beard.
Jeff
Yeah.
Carter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Jeff Carter's another good
It's a pretty
shout.
subjective.
Yeah. Patrick
list.
Line is hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't realize how bad it is. This is kind of bad though. You know
It's
about Dowdy?
horrible.
Dowdy,
No
had decent one.
Dowdy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was it.
Welcome back, Chicago Hockey Radio. Yeah, I appreciate you guys noticing there that there was that my entire team had no beards.
What's up with that?
In the playoff beard one, I still came in second place though. So shout out to you guys for sticking with me. And
I finished third, didn't finish last. We'll take it.
I will. I'm very happy. But what wasn't Raven and Tim won that one, right?
Really?
Yeah.
ChatGPT got a win?
Yeah,
In Mount Rushmore?
And also, like,
Wow.
I mean, they were gaming. Like, they were going. I mean, they took Joe Thornton, which is like, you know, you're thinking of beards. That's probably one of the first guys you're thinking of.
yeah.
But then they just went like a Blackhawk heavy. They took Keith and Crawford.
They're
like,
learning.
They're gaming, and so
Yeah.
now that does concern me a little bit that they're gaming like that now in these because I'm trying to catch them. You know, they're the team in third. So
I'm no longer in first. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. What's going on? The glazing is crazy.
yeah, that was a fun one. Playoff beards, silly time. Yeah, the honorable mentions. It's like like I mean,
goose.
it's like 90% of the guys that play in the playoffs grow
Yeah.
a playoff beard. Like honorable mentions will be here. All.
That was an interesting one, man. Definitely one of the Mount Rushmores of all time from CHR. It's definitely one of them.
We should do a Mount Rushmore of
CHR Mount Rushmores. That would be the last Mount Rushmore. I like that. Yes, that'd be fun.
I think that'd be fitting.
Yeah, I'm not picking that one. That's for sure.
All right, let's tee up these games a little bit. Tonight, and I will be streaming this evening, which will be fun. So if everybody could come and hang out for the stream tonight, I would like to see you there. Are we doing Broom Talk? Are you thinking that this is going to be they're going to complete the sweep tonight? Florida's minus 175 favorite, Carolina plus 150. These are the best odds for the Florida all series long, despite missing Mikula, Reinhart, and Greer. What are you thinking here?
I'm thinking yes to that question. This series is done and dusted, man. The Panthers are resting a bunch of their top guns, like you just said. I do not care whatsoever. The Canes haven't showed me any semblance of life throughout this series. They haven't given me a reason to think that they even can win a game in the series, let alone the series itself. So yeah, I don't think they have anything. I think I expected a response last game. I thought Brindamore would have been pissed off. I thought they would have shown that. That did for stretches, like we said, like we talked about, but just wasn't enough. There wasn't enough there. It's clearly just a mismatch here. Florida's clearly the better team, and I think they're not going to let this one draw out, man. They're going to finish the series as quickly as they can. 4 games, no drama. Be as well rested as you can for the Cup final. I think if that's one advantage maybe they could have would be that you'd think the series will be done sooner than the Oilers Stars series, although maybe not. Maybe not that much sooner at the rate this is going. But no, I see no reason to think that Florida won't sweep this game tonight. They've done it before against the Canes in 2023, and I think they'll do it again. Yeah.
I would like to think more of the Carolina Hurricanes. It's like surely you're not gonna, with the 3 performances they've put up, like surely you're gonna have an ounce of dignity and not get swept. But it's like, I don't know, man. Like if you're telling me if the Florida Panthers get out to like a 1-0 lead or a 2-0 lead, like the floodgates aren't going to open there. And that's the thing. My knee jerk is like, I'm going to take the under again. Like surely the under is bound to hit here. Like it hasn't hit yet. Like surely I'm going to get an under, but it's like, it's concerning because like, like let's say Florida's up, 2-0 the second, like, what's going to stop them from scoring?
It's not like the Panthers. The Panthers are not a team that sits back.
No.
That's a big part of why they're so successful in the playoffs, because for some reason, there's a bunch of teams that play like it's a regular season game. Like, you can't do that in the playoffs, man. If Florida could be up 4 goals with like 5 minutes left of the game, they're going to want to score 1 or 2 more. Like, that's just the way they play, man. They don't just want to beat you. They want to embarrass you. They want to destroy you. Like, that's it. They just have that type of mentality. Look at the games of the series, man. 5-0, 5-2, like 6-2. Like, yeah, I think it's probably going to be the same deal, man. It's probably going to be another 5-1 type of game. Like, give me one reason why it won't be. Just because, we're due for a game like that. We've been saying that. Like, no, I think it's going to be another dominant win for Florida. Not just a sweep. I think they're going to do it in style. Florida likes to do things in style. They definitely they love the cameras, as Hagel would say.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to end this one, and very convincingly. I don't even think it's going to be like the Canes. Yeah, it's not even going to be close. Honestly, I don't think so.
Am I going to see Brad Marchand like eating ice cream on the bench in the second period in this one?
They're going to be DoorDash and McDonald's in intermissions.
I do want to say congratulations to Trevor for becoming the first moderator in CHR chat history.
Is that right?
Yeah,
oh boy,
he's got the wrench. So
oh boy, Trevor's got the wrench.
Trevor's wrench mentioned on the podcast. Congratulations to Trevor D.
Thought he had a box.
Don't abuse your power. Lowe's already a little concerned about that, and rightfully so.
Yeah, that's a lot of power to get Trevor, man.
We'll keep an eye on him.
Yeah,
we'll keep him in check. All right, we'll make sure his head doesn't get too big.
This one.
Yeah, I agree, but
he's gonna get ahead of himself, man.
We've been hoping for this series to look like competitive and convincing, but I'm not gonna lie. Like at this point, like I want to see the Panthers just dominate them,
please,
because I think that'll be more exciting for the Stanley Cup final. Like if they just dominate them through 4 and just destroy them again in Game 4, complete the sweep, like. Am I wrong for saying I'd rather that than like the Carolina Hurricanes win this just to get gentlemen swept?
Yeah. Like that's why I want the Panthers to win this, because like I don't think the Canes deserve a win in this series. I mean, like the way they play, they deserve to get swept. They don't deserve the luxury of a gentleman's sweep. Like they haven't earned that. These games haven't been close. Like no way. Sometimes the sweeps that the games will be close. Like 2010 Hawks Sharks, an example of that. Like that was a very close 4-game sweep. This has not been the case. Like this Canes team with embarrassing effort they showed at home, especially like. They don't deserve to win a game in this series. I think the sooner they're done, the better for the NHL and for our sanity covering these games that have been haven't really felt like true playoff style games, have they?
No, they really haven't.
No.
before score predictions, want to do like players to watch. I would assume it's going to be mostly guys on Florida that are going to be players to watch. Do you think we're going to see more guys going after Aho and Svechnikov and Goss?
Oh yeah, that's a given. That's just the way. I love it. It always ramps up as the series develops too. Like they find their matchups in like the round, in the first or second game, and then they just focus on the rest of the series. So that'll be the case. They'll get shut down. Players to watch. I mean, who's who, man? I think that entire third line. I think Marchand, once he's finished up his chicken nuggies, will go out there and embarrass this Canes team, and we'll see who he targets today. And yeah, I mean, I really pick anybody. Seth. I mean, Ekblad has been so good in these playoffs. He's been impressive.
The play
Luostarinen's been impressive. Yeah.
Luostarinen been great. Also, we forgot to talk about that. The in the game on Saturday, he got the game misconduct for in booted early for his hit on Jackson Blake, and like, I feel like all the reaction I saw on social media was like, really? That's 5 in a misconduct? Like,
they're finally starting to learn.
It really looks like Blake kind of turned into it. I don't know it's not like he like ran through his numbers and smashed him into the boards. Like, he was going for the hit, and then Blake turns his like you can see him turn his skates. He turns into the hit, and so he ends up getting the worst of it. But I'm just like, really? Like a 5-minute major and a misconduct? Like, I thought it was a little crazy.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little too much.
But a lot of that in these
I
playoffs.
do think that, these refs are trying to crack down on these Florida Panthers, which I understand.
Yeah, it seems to be working really great, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it obviously doesn't matter at all. But
not going to stop them.
I think outside of like Tampa Bay Lightning fans, everybody on social media was like, man, I remember a day watching the sport where that wasn't even a 2-minute penalty.
Yeah, exactly, man. So yeah, no, I'm with you there. And yeah, I don't think that's not gonna phase this Florida team. They're just gonna keep playing the same way. So I don't think the refs, they should just stop getting involved in the business and trying to manipulate the game like that.
And obviously Blake went into the boards hard, and I did see today that he was out skating with the team. So he's fine. He's fine. He's gonna be fine for game 4. So like no harm, no foul.
I think that brings up a point, Lee, where it's like, it's funny. Like the Canes are a team you think that would be able to like take and play with the style of play, but it's like when they get a team that plays like them and like on steroids, it's like they just completely shy away from it. It's really strange, man.
Because it's not it's not just like the talent and the speed. Like,
it's the physicality. The Canes aren't really that physical. That's the thing. It's like they have a strong system, a strong forecheck, back check, but like they don't really have that physicality that the Panthers do. So it's a mismatch. They've been able to shut them down.
And also there might be something to say about like that style of play wears on you over series after series.
Yeah,
like
it looks like
it's a hard system to win 4 series with. Like it's great in the first round when you're playing like the Islanders or the Cupcake Devils or the Cupcake Capitals,
Mickey Mouse teams.
Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't want to be too disrespectful on here, but I'm just starting to think a lot lower of the entire Metro Division, to be honest with you. Like,
this would be frauds.
Even if you look throughout like the past like 8 or 9 years, it's like the Metro teams are like.
When was the last time they've done anything,
dude? I mean.
Actually, when was the last time? The 2018.
Pittsburgh.
2018 Caps,
Yeah, Caps in Pittsburgh.
Caps Pittsburgh. That's it. That was 7 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, they haven't accomplished anything.
It's history now.
It's the weakest division. Yeah,
it's completely fallen off after, obviously, it was great for a long time with Ovi and Sid.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, there's really nothing great coming out of the Metro.
Mm-hmm.
Even like the Rangers run last year, like we've talked about it with like different Rangers people on the show. It was like, you're kind of riding a really good goaltender and then like the hottest power play
because they play such a weak division. And that's not going to fly in the playoffs.
Great point.
There's nowhere to hide in the playoffs. Yeah.
And then you're playing great teams in the first 2 rounds, and then you get in the conference finals and you got to beat the big boys, and none of them can do it.
It's the 3rd time it's happened to the Canes, man, getting swept in the conference finals in the Brind'Amour era, 3rd time since 2019. So, and when it's happened enough times, I don't think it's just a coincidence, man. I think you got to look at yourself in the mirror and figure out a change or something. At least for this time of year, at least. I don't know.
And I'm not going to feel bad for all these teams, because it's like, look who did all the work along the trade deadline. Like who was bringing in guys.
What did the Canes?
It was teams in the Atlantic. It was teams in the Central. The Metro teams didn't do anything. Like these Metro teams, like don't even care.
The Hurricanes got rid of what they did. They got rid of which I said in the long run, it's going to come back to bite you, man. It's like, but they got Stanko when he's fitting in so well. Yeah, great on the second line. Like you get rid of a Ratinen type of talent like, good luck, man. It's like they're writing their obituary there. And it appears to be the case.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's just if any of these teams out of the Metro want to win, they have to like make major adjustments because clearly none of them are as good as these teams in the Atlantic, let alone the team whoever's going to come out of the West. So
I do like Taylor Hall's call. I think he said something like, "Well, the Leafs beat them 3 times, so they're not a perfect team for it." I think that was really more of a diss. What was that? More of a diss to Florida or the Leafs? I think it's probably more the Leafs.
I think it's the Leafs, but I mean that's a crazy thing to say given where the series.
Taylor, how many games you guys won this series, buddy? Yeah. I love to see Taylor. I think he's probably near the top of the list of guys I want to see win a couple after these playoffs. But yeah, I don't think it's quite going to happen here in Carolina land, unfortunately for him.
And also, it's like that's rich coming from a guy that's playing on a team that's lost in 15 straight games in the conference finals.
Something
now?
like that. Yeah, 15. It's going to be 16. The Sweet 16. So I think for the Canes, that's something to play for where it's like, there is 0% chance you win 4 straight games to come back 3-0 down. But you can win one. Just win one. Go out with some dignity. Go out with some pride. Go out with some honor. Let's break the conference final drought streak. If it's end at 15, fresh slate, something that maybe you could work with down the line. But like, I think even winning just one game for this team is enough of a challenge, let alone. So yeah, I just don't see it, man. I really don't. Yeah.
If you put $10 on the Carolina Hurricanes to win this series, you would win $160. They're plus 1,600, which honestly I don't even think is worth the
That's
juice.
giving them too much credit, honestly.
I think that's not good enough.
No.
If you put $10 on the Panthers to win this series, you would win 22 cents.
22 cents. There you go. There's really nothing you can do with 22 cents nowadays. Is that even enough for like a gumball?
No,
like
I don't know.
Remember those gumballs used to be 25 cents?
Yeah,
That's not even enough for that.
No,
it's
they're
probably
like-
more now with inflation.
Those gumball machines, yes, the inflation has gotten to the gumball machine. Can we do gumball machine talk? If you go to a gumball machine, you have to put at least 2 quarters in there. I've seen gumball
They're
machines.
50 cents now?
Dude, I've seen fucking gumball machines that require dollar
In
bills.
this economy?
I know, it's
Goodness
atrocious.
gracious, man.
We
What-
live in a society.
We really do. And those are the good old days, man. They're long gone.
Yes.
Anyway, that's enough gumball machine talk. That's what this Carolina Hurricanes team will do to you. It's like I lose brain cells watching this team play. It's like, how the heck do they even make it this far? But I think, like you said, just the easiest path. Like that's why they had probably amongst the best odds going to these playoffs. It wasn't necessarily the team itself. It's just they had an easy path. There you go. And now it's they're getting exposed. For playing a team like Florida, that's going to happen to you. You got to beat the best. Like you got all the great systems you want, all that. You got to be able to beat the best. It's got a shot against the best. And yeah, that's kind of the way this format works, where it's like there's nowhere to hide there from that standpoint. The path isn't going to be alone to take you to the cup. Eventually, it's like you get to these later rounds, and you're going to get tested.
Yeah,
it really kind of feels like their first true test, and they're filling it. Yeah.
Okay, score prediction for tonight.
Well, I mean, every game Panthers have scored at least 5, and I think that's going to continue. Yeah, I think I said 5-1. Yeah, 5-1 Panthers. That seems like I was going to say there's been too many 6. There's been a lot of 6-1 games. I'll say 5-1 Panthers, and the lone Canes goal will come from Blackhawks legend Taylor Hall. There you go.
If I agree with you and say that the Panthers score several goals again, the opposite's going to happen tonight, and it's going to be an under, and it's going to be like a 2-1 game. So I want there to be a lot of goals. So I am going to disagree with you and say that the Florida Panthers are going to narrowly edge the Carolina Hurricanes tonight, 2-1.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think if it's a close game, though, that's the thing with the Canes, where it's like if you could just avoid those like segments in a game where you completely collapse and let the Panthers score 5 goals and they scored 5 goals in 9 minutes. 9.
Yeah. So here's the key to the game for the Canes is to not get scored on 8 times in a span of 7 minutes.
Yeah, if they can do that, I think maybe they can win the game, right? But it's like that's my point, though. It was like if the game is close, if within 1 or 2 goals. If it's a low-scoring game, I actually think the Canes probably would have a good chance to win. But it hasn't been the case in the series.
But that's the thing is, like, even then, it's like that's kind of Florida Panthers hockry. It's like Florida Panthers love those low.
I know.
They love the 2-0 games.
I know.
They love the 2-1s. They love the 1.
I think the point is, like, even trying to make up an argument for this Canes team, we can't even do that. Like, there's no argument for this team.
Yeah.
Like, what is Mr. Svechnikov and Sebastian Aho just gonna put the team on their back and like, no, like,
probably not.
I don't like. They're great. They're not. They're not Tkachuk and Barkov. I don't see it, man. I don't see it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think for business, yeah, you'd like to see it extend and more. But actually, I don't even think for business. I think the worst live streams have been these Carolina Hurricanes Panthers games. Nobody cares. The This Canes team sucks. Like they're boring to watch, man. So yeah, I think everybody's looking forward to this series being over. Let's just get to the cup already. Enough of this. These filler episodes. It's like the fly episode of Breaking Bad, man. This is even a real episode. Like, let's just get this over with. Get to the real stuff.
I agree. Okay, let's do Game 4. Talking the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, the odds here again. Edmonton minus 165. Normally at this point in the playoffs, conference finals games. Normally these, there's a slight edge to the home team. Maybe like a minus 130, minus 125. Most of the times you're probably going to be seeing pick'ems, but minus 165 for the Edmonton Oilers, plus 140 for Dallas, and I think that's completely appropriate. I don't know if you can watch from the first 3 games of this series. Dallas have looked like the better teams in 2 periods.
Not the one that matters, right? It's always that third period where it seems to collapse, and that's kind of the period that's going to win you the game. So it's like, yeah, you could have all the great first, second periods you want. It's probably not going to be enough. So, I look at this game, man. I mean, you'd think the Stars would be able to find a way to get a split and tie up the series, but I don't think so, man. I think just the way that this Oilers, like we said, momentum team, and I think once they, they're not going to look back. This is not a team that's going to look back. They've lost 1 game in the last couple of series. That's probably going to be. I could even see it being the case in this one. So I do think the Oilers. I would favor them tonight. I really would. I mean, I did have this before this series. I expect to be closer, but I've seen from what I've seen so far these first 3 games, I just don't know if that's the way it's trending moving forward here. I think it might be over sooner than we think. Which for this series, I don't really want to be the case. Like, I'd like to see this series extend, to be honest with you. I think it's been more entertaining. At least the games that I've seen. Like, that game yesterday probably wasn't, but I missed that one. So from my perspective, it's still an interesting series here. And the Stars are a good enough team where it's like there is still a path from. There's no argument to be made for the Canes. I think there is an argument for the Stars. There is. Like, I think I'd say 75-25 in favor of the Oilers right now in terms of winning the series, but there is a 25 there for the Stars.
Yeah.
I could see it. They have the star power, no pun intended. They have the depth, right? They have Otter, right? They could easily still figure it out. The pieces are there, but it's just, I think if anything, the Oilers, it's like they'd have to beat themselves at this rate.
I agree.
That really
Great
is the way
point.
they look. As long as they're good enough, like, I think that's going to be enough for them. Yeah.
I'm expecting a big game from Leon Draisaitl tomorrow. To be honest with you,
He feels kind of due.
Yeah. It's
He's
just
been
like
good, but like I think he has more in him. Yeah.
He game 1 was kind of his game. Like, he was really dominant in game 1. I know he had the bad turnover, but like, other than that, he was kind of the guy in game 1. And I think yesterday McDavid looked phenomenal. They scored 6 goals. Draisaitl only had 1 assist.
That's
so
shocking.
That's for Leon Draisaitl, 1 assist in a playoff game.
That's the thing of this Oilers team.
like,
Not
what
to
are you
cut
doing,
off.
Leon?
It's like you score 6 goals and 1 point from Draisaitl. Like, that doesn't even make sense. It's like they don't even need those guys to be putting up multi-point games these days because like they're getting the depth contributions, man. They're just firing on all cylinders right now. It's like, why am I going to bet against that? How many times have we made that mistake? It's like, oh yeah, I know this Oilers team's playing well, but I just don't know, man. I don't know. Like, this team, I look at it. Everybody's performing. All the guys that you would think like the Perrys and all these guys and the Klingbergs. It's like they're showing out though. So it's like you can't even. There's nothing you can look at this Oilers team and be like, oh, there's always that asterisk, but there isn't anymore.
They're all playing well.
They're playing perfect hockey, or as close to perfect hockey as you can get. So I'm not gonna make that mistake anymore, man. Like, I'm not betting against the Oilers anymore, which probably means it's gonna start to go back the other way now that I'm saying it. But that seems to be how it works out, man. But no, I don't think so. I think I think this is a statement game, definitely a must win. Like, we want to bring up must win.
This
talk.
is a must win.
This is the dictionary definition of a must win game for the Stars. Maybe not mathematically, you lose this game, you're not going to win 3 straight against this Edmonton team. You need to find a split. Oilers found a split at Dallas. You got to find a split in Edmonton. You can't go back home game 5 down 3-1. That's just not going to work. You might win 1, you're not going to win 3. So Stars, you just got to find a way. You got to find a way. But Edmonton's so damn good at home. I mean, they're good everywhere these days, but they're really good at home. Like, I mean, as at the team needs extra motivation. But I don't see him looking back, man. I think Oilers got it from here. So
I agree.
Yeah.
And I know that Justin and I are must-win merchants, but we are going to keep the streak alive.
We haven't been wrong yet.
We are yet to be wrong, and something tells me we are going to go this entire postseason without being wrong because we have a good read on these things. And so, yes, must win for Dallas tonight. If Dallas loses tonight and win the series, we will never do the must-win talk in a game that isn't a must-win ever again. But something tells me we're going to be just fine. But I completely agree. Must win for Dallas. I think Leon is going to have a monster game. I'm going to be betting on him to score a goal. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else you want to look at. Stuart Skinner's been hot. I would imagine he's going to continue to play
Which
well.
Stuart Skinner are we going to see, man? Are we going to see the shutout 1-goal Stuart Skinner, or is a 5-goal Stuart Skinner going to come back?
We've been seeing the locked in Stuart Skinner. Like that's the guy we've been getting. And so I'm not going to, I have no reason to believe otherwise. He's looked really solid. The guys are playing well in front of him. And like we've been hearing it for a couple years now. Like the guys in the locker room really like Stuart
Oh, they
Skinner.
do. Yeah,
And
they
so it's
step
like,
up for him, man. They stand up for him.
I think they love just the way their game is right now. How many games they've won? 8 of 10 or something.
They've
right?
won 10 of 12.
10 of 12.
That's
Oh
insane.
my gosh,
How about that?
man!
Yeah.
Like the way they're playing right now, I'd imagine they have all the confidence in the world. They finally got their guy Stu playing the way they like to see him play.
Yeah.
They're probably having a blast right now, playing the way they are in front of them. I'd imagine they're going to keep it going. I think they're going to win this game. I'll say 5-3.
Okay, I will be. We will be live streaming this game, man. I can't talk, but I'm so glad I got this game. By the way, and you got stuck with the
course.
Panthers Canes game.
Shocker.
That seems to be the way it works out. But this should be a fun one. The views have been considerably higher for the Stars Oilers series than Panthers Canes, so it should be a good one. And yeah, I think it's going to be another narrow edge, and I think the Oilers take this one 4-3. Hey, we haven't had an OT game yet, have we? In
No.
This, yeah, why not? I think 4-3 overtime. I think when we were talking about legacy goals earlier, I think we were.
Yeah.
It's an easy prediction to make, I know, but give it to me. Give me the McDavid 4-3 OT goal, and why not?
I love it. I love that from you.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think. Look, the Stars are a good enough team. I don't think they're going to have another 6-1 game. Like this isn't the Canes. Like they're going to make it interesting. They're going to make it close. There's going to be pushback. This team is too good. Like, they're not just going to get completely destroyed. Now they are, but now that I just said that out loud, they are.
Yeah,
but,
you jinxed it. Good job.
I hope so, at least. Like this is a series I want to see stretch. I want to see this series extend. I think this should be a 7-game series. It should be. I don't think it will be anymore though. I hate but just from what I've seen in this series so far, like I'm gonna change my mind this time. Like I know I predicted Dallas in 7. No, was I wrong about Edmonton again? Yes, I was wrong again. There we go. It appears that way at least. Yeah.
If we do end up, if we're right about all this and we're not getting ahead of ourselves and it is Oilers, Florida, I'm going to be so conflicted of who I want to see win that series.
Oh, that's going to be so hard, man.
It's those games are going to be so fun to watch because I'm going to be like damn near rooting for both teams.
Yeah, I think both would be good story. Well, I think the, not to bring up script talk, but I think the script would probably favor the Oilers.
I agree.
Here's one thing I don't want. I mean, there's a few reasons I don't want the Oilers to win. Like I want more almost for McDavid and Dross. I feel like those two are just absolutely due.
Yeah.
I don't really want it for Canada, even though I think that argument's kind of silly. The cup drought thing is like there are plenty of Canadians and American teams, but anyway, that drought's going to end eventually. I think it's funny the longer it extends, but I guess when it ends though, like, all those conspiracy theories can probably start to fizzle out about Gary Bettman not wanting a Canadian team to win. So that's an advantage there. One big reason I don't want the Oilers to win. Oh, you do it. How'd you know?
Are you about to do Stan Bowman talk?
I was about to do Stan Bowman talk.
Oh my God! Everyone's gonna think that he's like the most brilliant mind.
We've seen this before. It's like Squid Game season 2. We've played these games before.
Yes.
Stan Bowman inheriting a team that he had absolutely nothing to do with.
This one's even more
What did Stan Bowman
gutless.
do? What did Stan Bowman give this team?
Oh my
He did
God.
absolutely nothing.
People are gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, Stan Bowman does it again." I'm like, "This guy is a criminal." Literally.
Same thing. He inherits like a dynasty core from Dale Talon that won 3 cups in 6 years. That Hawks team was so good. They should have won more than 3
should have
cups
had
in
4.
6 years. That should have been the real definition of a dynasty. Honestly, they could have easily won 3 in a row. But honestly, those Hawks teams should have won more. I mean, and he'd absolutely destroyed them. We don't need to go down that road, but we'll have plenty more time. We could do some Hawks history segments.
They know.
And go down.
The
They
people
know.
who watch
Yeah,
it-
you
the
know. If
people
you
who
watch
yes
CHR,
know.
you're tapped in. You know. We don't have to go down that road. And I bet you it's going to happen again. I bet you Oilers win if they do win the cup this year. This is a team that should win multiple, and I bet you they won't because I bet you Stan Bowman's going to
mismanage
find
it.
a way to screw it up, as he did with the Blackhawks. That's the one thing I don't want to see. This guy returns to hockey. Honestly, probably shouldn't be, and he's going to inherit another cup team, and he doesn't deserve any credit for this cup win, none whatsoever.
No,
but he's probably going to get it. I'm sure.
A guy that literally shouldn't have a job is going to win a Stanley Cup that has been completely given to him,
Yes.
just with just greatness from McDavid and Draisaitl, and he's going to get praised for it, and that's going to make me sick to my stomach. So maybe now the more I think about it,
I
maybe
know.
I'm maybe I'm going to be leaning a little more Panthers. in
Look,
this Stanley Cup
it's either Stan Bowman gets another cup or Seth Jones wins his first cup. So that's the duality there. Which one's the lesser of two evils? You know what? Honestly, I will say I probably would prefer Seth Jones. Honestly, I will say that. Stan Bowman doesn't deserve a lick of any.
Oh
no,
my gosh, no.
With Seth, it's like okay, it's like we have Spencer. It's like with Stan, there's nothing to hold your hat on there. But I do want to see Mick. I think it's inevitable with those two though. Like, they're gonna win it at some point.
They're too good not to.
Like I'm not gonna say that. Oh, it has to happen this year. Although it may feel like it. It may feel like
think
it.
so at
I
all.
don't think so. I think they're gonna be here for the foreseeable future. I think, and wherever that may be. Yeah.
And once they get once you figure out the Bouchard, the McDavid contract, then it's like you know what you've got to work with for the next 8 years or so.
This Oilers team's not gonna go away.
Yep. No,
Yeah.
I
No.
agree.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's it. Yeah. I just want to go back to my really quick before I wrap. I think for Tuesday, I'm saying 5-3 Oilers. Leon Draisaitl has 2 goals and an assist.
Okay, and I said 4-3 Davo OT winner.
Yes.
So we both think 3-1, and I guess at that rate probably think it's going to go 5. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll cross
Yeah.
that bridge when we get there.
We
Must
will.
win for the
Yeah.
Dallas Stars. Thank you all so much for tuning in today, listening to the show. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you know when we go live. We're going to be live streaming all the games this week, starting tonight with me doing the Panthers-Canes game. Yippee!
I'm sure you're brimming with excitement for that one.
yip,
We
yip.
will be there. That game might not be entertaining, but you know what will be entertaining? This guy. He will find a way to make it entertaining. So
man.
be there. Give him that support, right? I don't want him to be all lonely in
Thank
there,
you.
right? Give him that support. Yes.
Man, I love doing this with you. And then Justin's going to be the guy on Tuesday with the good
Yes,
series.
sir. We will be switching off this week. You always get to see one of our, beautiful faces. So yeah, be there or be square.
Oh, they're oinking at us. They're oinking at us right now.
Uh-oh.
Is there a little sprinkle of something we can give them right now?
I don't even know, man.
Yeah,
Like that's the prospect seasons are kind of over right now. Like, I think it's mostly NHL and Calder Cup. But ASL has obviously been eliminated. So there's really no junior hockey talk to discuss right now. So in terms of prospect talk, I'm not really sure what you want from me. I mean, we did some draft discussion. We'll do more draft discussion.
Gavin McKenna. They want Gavin McKenna.
No, I don't want to talk about Gavin McKenna. We're gonna have plenty of time to talk about Gavin McKenna.
Gavin McKenna is amazing, and I hope that we get Gavin McKenna with the 10th spot. I hope we pull an Islanders this year and get
That's
Gavin
something
McKenna.
I will say, and I'll be curious to hear more about that presser tomorrow. I think will give us an indication of what the expectations are for the Hawks next season. It's like, yes, you would think they want to win more games, obviously, with a new hire, but it's like I feel like every move they made so far, especially if what Davidson says is true about them not doing anything this offseason, it kind of tells you the Hawks may be more in on him than we would think. So, but again, I'd rather have an Islander situation where we jump up. I don't want to be getting Gavin McKenna with a bottom three
from the bottom.
Yeah, that means we're going nowhere, man. If you're year 4 of that, the rebuild's not going anywhere. So you gotta see progression next year. That's more important to me than Gavin McKenna. I know he's good. I know he's great. I do not care. We already have our generational talent. Like we can't get greedy here. We can't get greedy. Like this is supposed to spoil fan base. We already have Connor Bedard and the top prospect in the game. It's like, oh, but what about McKenna and Landon Dupont, who's 16 years old? Like, my goodness, we're always looking ahead, man.
Our chat.
It's always prospects. Ugh.
Our chat are literal comedians. So a couple of these comments I want to read for all the audio-only listeners. We got Russell in chat asking us to break down Porter Martone's 7 minutes for Canada against Denmark. And
I hope my career loved what he saw.
And we've got Evan asking, what is Bedard learning from McKenna right now? Okay,
that comment makes me want to smash my head on this table.
He's such a jokester. All right, you guys are hilarious. We absolutely love you. We'll see you tonight on the stream. We'll see you back on Wednesday for the show, and Justin will see you on the stream tomorrow night. We love you. We'll see you later. Peace.